We found this bike on one of the online classifieds, and there was a few things behind this bike. One, it was assembled.
Yeah, one piece.
Yeah. Two, has paperwork.
Has paperwork.
And three, it's running. Now, that is the three major things you want to look at when you find a bike. If it doesn't have one of those three, stay away. What is our idea for this? Well, we don't want to tell you guys that we're just going to jump and we're going to start building. A few weeks ago, we actually took this bike and we went through it to come up with a clear idea. Now, we want to build a bobber. What we've done is we've actually spec'd out everything that we need to do on the bike. And that's more because we don't have a lot of time to build this thing. I mean, we got 2-3 days to try and get this bike done. And basically want to see how fast we can build this bike. So here's what we're going to do. This is not the prettiest bike.
No.
She is ugly.
Square.
Square.
Short forks.
She's. You can see the bike's fallen, so I mean the handlebars are bent, the fork's bent. We need to fix that. The seat is just absolutely hideous.
Work of art.
That can go. Back piece. That can go. Tank.
We need to get rid of this.
Yeah, tank is hideous. All right. Now, we've ordered some parts for the bike. Seeing that we're building a bobber, we actually got a nice peanut tank. And we contacted the guys from Old School Trading, and they sent a nice one through. Andre, you want to grab the tank for us there?
There you go.
How beautiful is that? Second part of the bike is the stance. The stance on the bike's completely wrong. It's too high in the back. Normally when you build a bobber, you're going to go for a rigid frame. But that would mean that we need to cut off the entire back section of the bike, and we need to build an entire new section onto it. We don't have the time for that. So what we decided to do is we're going to just extend the swing arm.
And change the rear shock position. Make the bike lower.
Now, the big thing with what Andre was saying with we're changing the shock position, we're not actually putting different shocks on the bike to try and lower it at the back. All we're doing is where the shock's usually sitting like that, we're moving it across. So we're moving the shock back, which will bring the bike lower. So what we're going to do from here on is we're going to now start stripping this bike and we're going to start working. And to get this bike on, the first thing we need to do is take off the exhaust.
Yeah.
And get it on a block so we can start stripping this baby down.
It's custom airbox airflow design. Maximize the flow to the motor.
Look at that.
Yes.
Is that a sock that they had in there?
Luckily not.
I gave her strings and she took all of my rope to say she had it. I gave her chills, so she said, until she was fed up and had it. I did all I could not to lose her. But where am I going this time? I'm in a cage of fire started up out of me once around.
Okay, the problem we've got is a single backbone tank, which you buy off the rack. The bike's got a triple backbone, which is standard from Suzuki. So we're going to change it to a single backbone. Now the secret of doing it, we don't have a frame jig available right now. So you just got to be clever about it. Don't just donor voort and cut. Measure twice, cut once. So what we're going to do, we're going to chop it off here, move a backbone all the way to the back here, nice and sturdy, so we can incorporate the back frame back into the backbone and give us a space to drop the tank down, because that's a tad bit high right now. There will be some springing and stuff like that. We'll just have to compensate. If we've got to pull this frame back, we can do it with strapping and whatever we need. This is 25 by 2 mil tubing, so it's really, really strong, and we haven't got the weight of the wheels putting tension into the frame. We're leaving the motor in because the motor gives us a support to keep the frame bottom end straight when we cut it. So we're just using what's here and working carefully, and we'll get it done Right, we're going to cut it off there, leave that support alone because that keeps your front end stable. Then we're going to cut it off here, cut it off there, cut it off there, cut it off there.
Excellent.
So we won't, once the backbone is in, then we'll work on the sides to take the sides off. So the plan is we'll put the tank on, see where the height is, and then from there maybe just do 2 bends to the backbone, or if we can run them in.
Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on faith. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on faith. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable.
Here from the front there. We're still on 980, so it's still good.
I fed him fists and he ate all of my knuckles and still got his hand up. I cracked his skull and he just gave me a spring as he started to stand up. I did what I could not to lose her. So I am going this time. I can't walk without her. She promised me she'd be around. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. Gave him black powder.
Okay, so now we just tacked it. Now before we go full weld, we just double check again. And we're still 980.
Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. I fed him fists and he ate all of my knuckles and still got his hand up. I cracked his skull and he just gave me a spring as he started to stand up. I did what I could not to lose her. So I am going this time. I can't walk without her. She promised me she'd be around. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame. Gave him all my inhibitions on the stable. Gave him black powder, gave him hell. Got his hands on flame.
I'm just checking on how high I want to mount the tank, because I've got to have to make a tank mount for the rear and the front to get the tank round about there. That's hot. And then with the gussets I'm putting in the back here in the front, just to make sure that I don't interfere with the fuel lines. Because on the peanut, they come out the bottom. So it's just to make sure we don't run into any interference problems there. We're not quite happy with the shape of the tank. Well, the shape of the tank's cool, but we're not quite happy with the front end being so deep. So I'm putting an insert plate into the front, welding that shut, and then moving the mount down. So the front will be nice and smooth.
To just make sure everybody understands, we are not building a bike that's going to win any awards. This is not a pretty bike.
Except for coolness.
Yeah, we're just showing you guys basically how to build a bike. That looks awesome.
That's better.
Man, that looks hot. All right, so what we did is we took the wheel, cleaned it off nicely, and we put a nice coat of black on it. However, there's still a lot of red sitting underneath that. So now we want to make this just look a little bit better, give it a nice agey look. So taking some thinners, now we go, and we start cleaning off nice pieces. Now if you look, you can see there's a little bit of red coming through there still.
Swing arm we're going to extend. There's a little secret to extend. You want to keep your distance between your wheel centers, or your axle length, the same. So you don't cut it at 90 degrees, you cut it at an angle, so you extend that straight back. Secret of doing that is get a big block of flat plate. You can clamp it down on there, cut it square to the plate, makes life easier, and then your extensions go onto the back. That goes on there. Bada bing, bada boom, it's done. With a bit of welding.
Yesterday we had a whole bunch of work. We stripped the bike down and we started doing the modifications. First thing that had to go was the neck of the bike had to go. We had 3 pipes going down, we needed 1 solid pipe. So we cut everything off and we started mounting the new peanut tank that we got from Old School Trading. The fork also was completely bent, so we replaced the fork. I only found out later on that the fork that I put on was apparently a donation from one of my other bikes. The swing arm came out yesterday as well, and Andre extended the back of the swing arm by 100 mils. So we decided, we really need to see what this bike looks like, what is the stance and stuff, and here's the result. A lot of work to do on this thing today. So, shall we work from the front and to the back?
Headlight,
indicators,
exhaust. What are we going to do on exhaust?
Well,
it's got a horrible system on now. Can I change it?
Yeah, what are we just going to run a single pipe? Or are we gonna... All right, I've got some black exhaust wraps. Let's just wrap it up. I mean,
that'll be perfect.
Just wrap it up. It's going to go nicely with the bike. Okay. So exhaust. We need to make, first I need to cut all the back of that bike. And then we need to come up with an idea for the seat.
We normally make out seat pans. The plywood also works really well.
Daniel, our camera guy, actually had a very nice idea, and that's to use a skateboard.
Yes.
So.
But not this one.
Not that one.
No.
Because that one's working.
Yes.
So we have a brand new deck, which we are just gonna cut some pieces out.
That's it.
And make a seat from that. And then we are done. So this is going to be another long day. Watch out.
Well, I got a girl who's 6'4", she's right by my side. With long hair and a black rubber dress. Well, she looks good and I want the best. That's right.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Cool, Sparky's here.
Good man, I'm ready for action. Gonna do it, let's go.
Awesome, man.
Well, my name's
How are you doing?
Andre.
Nice meeting you, Sam. Good, let's do it.
So this is the bike.
That you told me all about.
Yeah. Andre's got the whole lowdown on the wiring thing, so
Okay.
you two chat.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's run
Yeah.
through it quickly.
Yeah.
The controls we're keeping standard,
Yeah, okay.
so the plugs are standard, so there's
Okay,
no
cool,
change over
cool,
here.
cool.
There's one odd wire we found over here.
Okay.
From what I can see, this powers the rear taillight. I've got no idea what's going on there. It looks like a
go through
strip
that,
connector,
yeah.
so that we can sort out. The harness itself is not in bad nick. All the fittings are still good. There's nothing odd that I found on the harness. There are some wires over here that's questionable. This was all taillight. It's on the back section. The two main things we want to do is the coil packs used to sit underneath here.
Yeah.
Now with a new tank, there's no space, so we want to move the coil packs underneath here.
Cool.
And the ignition switch we're getting rid of, and we want a toggle and a start button.
Great.
Okay, so that's a basic harness. The battery will stay in the original position, so all the electrics will be down here. Everything did work on the bike, so it's just extending wires, rerouting, and making sure everything checks out afterwards.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Cool.
Well, Steve started running when I turned into the drive. Said this is just I'm so sucker 45.
Huh?
Well, with that blonde hair and the back with the blues. Well, she's still good and I want the best. Bonnie and Clyde.
Our friend Bert Upton from Bert Upton Helmets made us these nice little, the Rod Shop 13 details, which we're actually going to use to spray onto the bike. Because we don't want to put stickers on, we actually want the paint. We like the detail on it. I mean, all the work and stuff's been done. And this beautiful line on the sheet metal here. It's a work of art, so why cover it all up with paint? And it kind of goes with the theme of the bike. So what we want to do now is look at the side and position the rod shop on here. Stick that down. Then we're going to tape up the rest of the tank. And then paint over this. And then when we're done, we pull off the sticker. And the Rod Shop 13 will be on the tank. So
Well, Steve started running when I turned into the drive. Said this is just I'm so sucker 45. Well, with that blonde hair and the back with the blues. Well, she's still good and I want the best. Bonnie and Clyde. Well, some may say life's for living and some are living to die. Well, I gotta guess she's 6'4", she's right by my side. With a long blonde hair and a black woman dress. Well, she's a good, I want the best. Well, that's right. Hold on tight. No, nothing to lose. Won't shake of the blue. Nothing to lose. I ain't singing the blues. Some may say life's for living, some may live to die.
you doing?
I'm covering up our OCD section.
Oh, nice.
Because as you know, the frame's not symmetrical because of the chain drive and various other components. So we've got this little bar over here that's back and that one's forward. So we're just doing a nice dress-up kit. At the same time, it gives us a bit of gusseting, so it strengthens up that section. Rear that's in place, so we can put the indicators.
So indicators are ready to go.
Yeah,
So you reckon once you're done with that, I can paint this frame?
yep, that's it. And Ibrahim did a good job on the wiring. Everything's here, everything's connected. Saved us a ton of time. So there's still a little bit of wiring on the back when we do the taillight and the indicators just to hook them up. Same at the front, and then we're cooking.
The back wheel looks good, but we've got a nice little surprise. because this is a whole lot of black. Our friends from White Wall Inserts have supplied us with a set of these 18-inch white wall inserts.
She'll be shaking it and rattling it all night long. Well, there ain't nothing you can do, cause she's doing alright. She does the long street shuffle with all of her might. And oh, she's driving crazy. Oh.
You know what we've been putting off and forgetting is
What?
the exhaust system.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I sure don't want to put this thing back on.
No, and we kind of need that. So,
I reckon what we do, this is a slip joint. I'm pretty sure I can salvage a piece of straight and make a gun silencer like we said.
okay,
Let's go for it.
make it happen.
I'll make it happen. And we're gonna wrap it, so it'll be cool.
Yeah.
You know she does. And oh, she drives him crazy. Oh, you know she does. Crazy. She's got a mean looking daddy and he has no fear.
So, to start on the seat, just need to measure out exactly how we want it. Because we want to cover up this horrible piece we've got here. And then at the same time, we want a nice little kick up the back for where we're going to get we can get the brake light fitting in nicely underneath it. So yeah, so let me do some measurements and start cutting again.
A psychotic walking rebel and you better take care. Well, he hangs out at the bar, stays out of the light. And if you're messing with this baby, well, there's gonna be a fight. And oh, she'll drive you crazy. Oh, you know she does. And oh, she'll drive you crazy. Oh, she knows she does. Crazy, 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 crazy. And oh, she'll drive him crazy. Oh, you know she does. And oh, she'll drive him crazy. Oh, you know she does. She's crazy. She drives me crazy. She drives me crazy. She drives me crazy. She drives me crazy. Oh, you know she does.
Well, the hair is black, and the heart is too. When the blue-eyed devil comes a calling for you, what you gonna do? When she moves right in to your happy home, leaves you black and blue, till your body can't move and leaves you all alone. Well, brother, listen up, 'cause I'm telling you, when the wind in a cave. Your bones are split, your bones are break. It's sterilized crushed by that cold-blooded snake. And as it's sterilized the business on a heap on the floor, she said.
So, it's just past 7 in the morning and we are on day 4 of our rod shop bike build. Process over the first 2 days is nice and fast. You can see it's where all the big changes, where we cut the back, we extend the swing arm, and all the big pieces, which means the stance came in and the bike basically looks done. Day 3 is now all the little niggly-giggly little things. So Andre made up the exhaust went up, the exhaust wrap is on, so that looks great. Andre also bent up a nice little bracket for us with a devil's tail. So the exhaust is on the bike and that part's done. Also made up the front bracket for the headlight and the indicators, all that got painted. The tank also got painted. Andre, what, 4
layers of clear.
4 layers of clear went onto the tank, and also we plugged up one of the fuel.
One of the fuel pickups.
One of the fuel pickups. Like I said, it's all the small little niggly things that goes on. Now the main thing, the wiring harness was already sorted out, but now we are moving all the electrics on the bike towards the back. But then after that, we should be ready to put some fuel into it and get it fired. So let's finish this thing. Well, I know where that one goes.
Found a mirror. Well, we have got fuel in the tank. We've got a battery connected. I can bypass the whole ignition system and we can see if it will give us some fire.
Tell me when she's ready so we can make a kick.
Yeah. Just keep it in. Yeah, keep it button in. Okay, close throttle. And go for it.
Now start.
Yeah, just crank it.
Ooh. Ready?
Yeah. Okay, let me.
Something's wired wrong.
Something's right wrong. It's firing through the flasher relay. What the hell?
Yeah.
My word.
That's not gonna work.
Let's see what's happening over here.
Maybe it's here that we made the mistake. Now starter.
Okay, let's see. Okay, I've got power on. I've got the wiring bypass, so give it a go.
There's no power.
Hit it hard.
Oh,
Switch.
that would work.